Hi, everybody. Diane Neto, living in Barrie. Today, I'm going to talk about when you cannot evict a tenant. So I have a client right now going through this. They just moved in January 1st, and the landlord has now decided to put the house up for sale, but they have an active lease. When you have an active lease, unless you agree through an N11 to end the tenancy and get money, they have to assume you as a tenant. So the seller said to her, well, no, I talked to my real estate agent. We're going to just give you an N12. An N12 cannot be served on somebody with an active lease. So I'm going to share this with you because what I did was I went to the LTB board and I got the actual rules and the laws and I sent it to the client, to my client. So if you look here, the termination date and the landlord's notice of termination must be at least 60 days after the N12 notice is given and must be the last day of a fixed term tenancy, or if there's no fixed term, on the last day of a rental period. For example, if the current month is January and the lease expires June 30th of the same year, the termination date should be June 30th. If there's a month-to-month tenancy agreement with rent due on the 1st of each month, and notice is provided to the tenant on January 20th, the earliest termination date on the notice can be as March 31st, which is 60 days after the notice is given, and the last day of the monthly rental period. An N12 notice with an incorrect termination date is defective. A defective notice cannot be amended after it has been given to the tenant. The LTB cannot issue an order terminating a tenancy on the basis of a defective notice of termination. Okay, so does everybody understand what that says? What it says is an N12, which is a notice of eviction for a buyer to occupy or the property owner to occupy or for renovation. All of those three things you cannot issue that N12 until the anniversary date of the contract. So if my client's anniversary date is December 31st, because they moved in June 1st or January 1st, they cannot be issued an N12 until December 31st, and then they get their 60-day notice. So an active lease, you have to honor. So most agents, if I had one that had an active lease, I would put in the listing, there's a little space for realtor remarks, and you would put in there, buyer must assume lease until this date, okay? This agent just listed the property and said, lease is active till December 31st, tenant is willing to go or stay. And they gave 60 to 90-day possession date. Well, my client isn't willing to leave, okay? And she's already informed the seller, and the seller said, well, we'll just give you an N12. Obviously, they don't understand the rules or the laws. And I think before you, if you own an investment property, you need to look up the laws yourself. Because unless you're going to offer them cash for keys or money to get out, they have every right to stay there till the end of their term, whether the person wants to live in the house or not. It's irrelevant. It's a contract that can't be broken. So do your homework, know what the hell you're talking about. If you like my stuff, hit the like, subscribe, or drop me a comment if there's something you want me to cover for you.